What is up, guys? Level Up Sports Betting here. Starting the third game show of our group project little thing going on. So far, 2-0 for our cappers. Not a single contestant has won yet on our game show. But Shaheem Taylor is going to be joining us just shortly, and we're going to see if he has what it takes to beat Kevin in this game show. So first, we're going to talk to Kevin and see why he took the bets he took. He has 5 units with 5 plays, and he took 5 games. And these are the plays that he took right here. Uh, Kevin, you took the Pelicans -6, Zion Williamson under 23.5, the Nets -5.5, the Rockets Pelicans under 226.5, and RJ Barrett over 15.5 points. Explain to me why you took these games, and of course, remember only the games from 7 o'clock and 7:30 were allowed in this. Otherwise, we would have been here until 1:30 a.m. And I don't think anybody wants to see my face until 1:30 a.m. So, Kevin, please explain why you took these picks.
Well, I think your lady friend wants to see her face at 1:30 a.m., so I beg to differ,
Maybe.
Jason.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? She'll
You're
turn
right.
off the lights?
Well, I don't
All
know if she's
right.
watching right now, so she's taking a little break.
So, anyways, about the sports, because that's why you guys are all tuned in. Pelicans, I mainly like because I'm fading the Rockets as long as Christian Wood is out. So, Christian Wood, he's not a household name. Last year was his only year where he was getting regular minutes in the NBA. But if you look at the Rockets roster, he has the highest win shares per 48 minutes. He is their best player right now, and he is out with an injury. And I don't think the betting markets have appropriately priced for this, mainly because I think the betting public doesn't fully appreciate him. I'm sure they know he's very good. Victor Oladipo gets a lot of credit. It's like, look, we got Victor Oladipo in the Harden trade. They're not that much worse, but if you look at Victor Oladipo, since he's been on the Rockets, he's been playing the worst he's played in his whole career. He has negative offensive win shares. His win share numbers are actually the lowest on the Rockets of any regular rotation player right now. So he is scoring more points, but that's because he's shooting more buckets. But he actually has the lowest effective field goal percentage of his career. So that's why I've been fading the Rockets. I faded them yesterday. Charlotte won. Moneyline underdog upset. That was on the Level Up Sports Betting podcast. We're fading them again. Right now, the Pelicans are up 30-25, but of course, it's basketball. So this shit is insane, and it can change at any given moment. But luckily, it's a national TV event. Zion Williamson, because I have a player prop model that factors in minutes, opponent, pace, etc., and it tells you what price it should be for every single price point. And for under 23.5 points, as you would imagine, it probably was originally priced at -110, but because people love betting overs, they changed it to plus 115 on DraftKings, meaning, they're typically a book that will limit how much you can bet if you're any good. But if you're not limited yet, pound the hell out of them. Well, you should pound the hell out of them when they're wrong. My model says that Zion Williamson under 23.5 points should be priced at -135, not plus 115, and that the fair market price should be 21.5 on it. So that's why I went with that. So those two things are correlated with each other. So Zion Williamson goes over his point total, chances are the Pelican wins. But Pelicans could still win, and he goes under. So that's why I pair those two together. Nets, I did against the good old, shouldn't say good old, Pistons, because the Pistons are just the worst team in the league. Let's be honest.
Maybe not today.
And they don't even have Derrick Rose anymore. Yep. So, yes, Kevin Durant is out. KD, same initials as me. But they still have Kyrie Irving. They still have James Harden. Right now, they're down 9 points. I don't feel so good about my bet, but that's betting. That's why it's called a gamble. Pelicans, Rockets. I only had 3 NBA games to choose among. I could have picked some college. The other contestant on the show is going with the over. I'm going with the under to be contrarian. That one's not looking so hot right now, but we shall see. It's still a sweat. My rationale for this is that both of these teams this year have significantly slowed down their tempo. They're playing fewer possessions per game. Um, so even though the Rockets are coming off a back-to-back, it makes their defense weaker. I still think getting those extra 5 points on Shaheem and going with an under is pretty generous. And then lastly, RJ Barrett over 50.5 points. Yes, he's not really that good of a player. I know I said it, but uh, one thing you can say about RJ Barrett is they give him a lot of minutes. Except his last game where he effed up and he was taken out of the game early. But typically he'll get 35, 36 minutes, even though the Heat have a good defense. It's relatively a low watermark for him right now for him to get 15.5 points. So that's my logic behind my picks.
I like it. And so, level up Capper so far, if you've been tuning into the show last week, 2-0 so far, but we're going to bring in Shaheem right now. And he's going to see if he can be the first one, the first subscriber to beat a level up Capper. And Shaheem, we're going to add you here now. What is up? How are you doing?
Feeling great, feeling good. Good evening, gentlemen.
Awesome. It's good to see you, man. It's good to match some faces to people that have been supporting me for a really long time, and of course, Shaheem's been a big supporter of Kevin as well. So to go up against Kevin is pretty awesome for Shaheem. But let's go through your picks here, Shaheem. Going up against Kevin, you knew it was going to be a battle because you know he's a sharp and knows how to make really great picks. But you've got a couple really intriguing picks so far that are looking pretty good as we speak. James Harden over 10 assists and that's to win at plus 112. Rockets Pelicans over 221. You got that earlier in this morning. Kent State plus 1.5. Arkansas plus 2.5 and Penn State at plus 3.5. Give us your reasoning on why you took these picks and why you think you're going to be able to beat Kevin in this game show.
Good. So we'll start off with the James Harden pick. So when you take a look at James Harden, he's been leading in the league in assists at 11.8 per game. Since joining the Nets, he's only topped, or rather, he's topped that 10-point mark 10 out of the 11 games in which he's played with them. When you look at his whole season statistically, he's top 10 assists in 14 out of the 19 games in which he's played. So Brooklyn opened up as a 9-point favorite, dropped all the way down to 6.5 at closing from what I saw. So hoping that they're able to have a second half surge. James Harden, I believe, at halftime had 6 assists. So very achievable for him to get 4 assists in the remaining second half. So I'm pretty excited about that. Just need the Nets to pull through. Um, the Rockets and Pelicans game was an intriguing one for me. I looked at it last night and kind of anticipated Victor Oladipo being out. You obviously know the news of Christian Wood. Um, Sorry to disagree with you, Kevin, but Christian Wood is
Yeah.
an up and coming star. He's an up and coming star. Unfortunate injury to his ankle, but needless to say, I think in that game, you have two teams. One, the Rockets being one team that just played recently. Yesterday, they got blown out, but again, no starter logged over 30 minutes. So that was a key metric that I looked at in picking this game. But aside from that, at Smoothie King Center, the Pelicans are actually one of the better home teams when it comes to home overs. And given the circumstance that they are obviously playing on rest, they have the fresher legs. This team in this last 4 games at home has averaged 124 points per game. So looking at the implied total, just in my head, I looked at it from this standpoint. Well, if they can still maintain 124 points, the Rockets can easily give me 100 points with John Wall and Eric Gordon back in the fray. So when you take a look at that, that at least gives me 3 points to play with. So taking that game earlier today, I saw it go all the way to 226, which Kevin took the under, so we both can win there. So best of luck when it comes to that pick, Kevin. Um,
Yeah, you got great closing line value.
so yeah, I saw that and I got really excited about it. And then when I saw you take the under, I was like, oh well, I guess we both can win. So I'm pretty excited about that. My favorite pick, to be honest, among them all, was Arkansas. I've been on fake Kentucky the entire year. I actually almost took them on the money line, but instead I said, you know what, let me play with 2.5 points at minus 120 juice. So right now that looks relatively decent. Kentucky again, they're extremely challenged when it comes to covering on their home floor. They're not the Kentucky of old. This team does have top 50 talent. So, the talent is there, but it just hasn't been clicking the entire year. So, from a standpoint of just analytics and looking at everything, Arkansas is the better team in better form. They have the better experience, even being on the road. I looked at it as an opportunity to take the points with a team that was favored when these lines did open up, and then sharp money came pouring in on Kentucky, which was great for me because instead of me taking them at -1, now I can get them with points, and I believe they're going to outright winning that game. Penn State, another team that's playing against a team that had aspirations to make a run at the March Madness tournament. Michigan State has been a big disappointment. I actually have that game on right now on my TV screen as we speak. So Penn State is holding thin right now. It's 41-43. So I'm hoping that they pull through. I actually believe that they can win outright. Michigan State is also one of those teams that unfortunately haven't been playing to their potential. When I looked at Penn State's resume, they had covers against some of the top tier competition in the Big Ten, and I said, well, if you can beat Wisconsin by 10 points, if you can, get a cover against Ohio State, Indiana, the likes of those teams that are playing phenomenal right now, that are more than likely going to make runs in the tournament, you know, with them even being on the road, if they're able to control the paint, which Michigan State is a poor perimeter shooting team from what it looks like, and if they can limit rebounds, which they got out rebounded in the first half, so that's why that kind of swayed the score a little bit. But right now, Penn State is holding their ground, so I'm pretty excited about that. And as far as Kent State is concerned, I thought they should have initially been favored. So to get them at plus 5 was a great steal for me. I get that Kent State is currently missing one of their top guards, but Bowling Green is not a team that, in my estimation, based on their resume and based on what they've been doing the last 5 games, they failed to cover games. I just think that Kent State is the better team. Even when they played them back, I believe on the 27th of January, Kent State was able to pull out a 5-point victory. And it was close throughout, neck and neck. I think it is close right now. But I anticipate Kent State being able to pull away within the last 4 minutes of the game. So those are all of my picks with all the analysts that I provided, not only to Discord, but also here. And hopefully I'm the first contestant to take down a Kappa. So I'm pretty excited about it.
We love it. And like Shaheem just said, the Discord link is in the description box. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, definitely join. A lot of analysis from some of the greatest cappers, along with myself, and we give out some great picks and get a lot of help from other people like Shaheem that give us some analysis and give us some support as well. And we're all capping as a group, and we're all trying really hard to cash as a team. And it's a team game after all. That's why we have the Discord for everyone to join and to win money, of course, is the biggest thing. So we're watching some of the games right now. We have Michigan State up by 45-41. Of course, Shaheem has Penn State plus 3.5, so that's a close game. Arkansas starting to push away from Kentucky, 54-44 on Kentucky's home court. Nobody would have ever thought that would have happened at the start of the season, but like Shaheem said, Kentucky has not been the Kentucky that we're used to seeing. You look at the Kent State Bowling Green game. That game is finishing up pretty early. It's already 7:21 remaining in that game. 64-57. Kent State is currently winning in that game on their road. Let's not forget right here, Shaheem took all the road teams in college basketball with that little plus money. The reality is most books would be giving that plus 3 to the home team, which would make Kent State, Arkansas, and Penn State kind of potential favorites if they were to be home. So these are more of toss-up games that Shaheem looked at and then took the plus money there, which was pretty interesting there. Now looking at the NBA, the Pistons are currently up 74-67 against the Nets. James Harden has 8 assists, 19 points, but 8 assists. So just need 2 more assists and the Nets to pull it out. Of course, Kevin, he needs the Nets to cover a spread at -5.5. So Shaheem is looking a little bit better right there. But of course, we know if the Nets take the lead, a couple of foul shots, and he can get over as well. So we'll definitely see how that plays out. Looking at the Knicks Heat game, the Knicks 46-44. Of course, Kevin does have RJ Barrett over 15.5 points. RJ Barrett, 10 minutes and 1 point. So not looking too great for RJ Barrett, a streaky shooter, a streaky player, not performing, only 2 shots in 10 minutes. So he's not getting the volume that Kevin expected early in this game. Then we're going to look at the Pelicans and Rockets game. The Pelicans are currently up 42-39. Working at Zion Williamson, he does have 10 points in 7 minutes, also has 3 fouls, so he's probably done for the remainder of the half. Pretty interesting game right there. 7 minutes for Zion, 10 points, but 3 fouls. So that definitely stings there. But the Pelicans are leading by 3. Of course, Kevin does have Pelicans -6. And then, of course, the Rockets Pelicans under 226.5. Then, of course, on the other hand, you have Shaheem. He does have the over 221. Got it a lot earlier than Kevin did. So we're watching all these games, a lot of interesting action taking place. We're going to change the channel over here to the Kent State game because that game looks like it's going to be ending first. So we're going to be paying attention to all these games. It's going to be lots of fun. Again, only doing the 7 o'clock, 7:30 games because we don't want to stay here forever. So we're looking at these 7:30 games only, and gave Shaheem $25 for $5 units with 5 bets. And then Kevin has $5 bets with $25 and 5 units. And whoever profits more ends up winning. And if Shaheem ends up winning, he will get a Patreon subscription to April, which is when I go back to being paid because baseball season will begin. And it will be completely free if he's able to win. Then also he'll take that money home that he also won from the $25 that he bet, or whatever he does. Even if he loses, he'll still get the money that he bet, which will be really fun. So looking at this Kent State game, Kent State up by 5, 64-59, 6:35 remaining in this game. The closest game to be completing. So here we are. We're watching the game. Kevin, how you feeling?
A little nervous, actually. Not gonna lie.
What are you most nervous
I think I might be in a weird situation where I'm rooting for the Nets to lose. So we both lose our Nets bets, and it comes down to the Rockets Pelicans.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Shaheem does have
The best number?
the Harden and Nets, and then he gets the plus 112. So if Harden gets those 10 assists and gets the Nets to win outright, of course, you get that plus 112. So definitely has a much better number there, looking really much better in that Nets game. But of course, the Nets can easily come back and cover because now it's only a 4-point game, and we're still 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. So plenty of time for the Nets to come back and win. Of course, they're without Kevin Durant. The Pistons don't have Derrick Rose anymore. So that is that. We're looking at some of the other bets some of our cappers have later today. Boogie Down Picks does have some more official Discord plays. Has the Warriors minus 112. Does have Draymond Green under 7.5 points. Draymond Green over 7.5 assists. Does have those 3 games or those 3 wagers remaining today. So if you want to get in some action with Boogie Down Picks, Kevin Davis, you have those options as well. Then from other cappers, Josh from Winterwire, his official Discord picks, he does have St. John's at plus 118. He might have had plus 140 last night, but this morning it was plus 118. So we gave him the plus 118. But I think he has a much better number that he actually bet, which is pretty intriguing. Also has Harrison Barnes over 16.5 points and Jeremy Grant over 23.5 points. And we're looking at Jeremy Grant already has 20 points in the third quarter. So all he needs is 4 more points, and Josh will hit that bet. Yeah, that's a really good look right there for sure. Then we go on to the NHL. The NHL, Matty Ice, his official Discord picks. He had the Oilers to win in regulation at minus 117. Well, currently the Oilers are up 3-1 in the second period, so that is looking pretty good. He has the Panthers to win in regulation. They're now up 2-1 after the second period, so things are looking pretty good there for Matt early on. He also has the Lightning to win in regulation, and the Lightning game Hasn't started yet. It starts at 8:30. So if you want to get in on that action, just starting now. So if you want to get in on that action, get in now. Matt is looking like he's going to have a solid day today. You go to my picks, official Discord picks. Lost my first pick of the day. Got a cover in the first half, but didn't cover in the remainder of the game for the over. But do have two more picks to go, and could still profit off my picks. I'm with Josh here. I like St. John's. I got them plus 0.5 in the first half at minus 112. And I'm liking Auburn and TCU on the money line parlay at minus 104. I just don't see either of these teams losing to the teams that they're playing. So we'll see how that comes out. But the Auburn game, I think, starts at 8:30, and the TCU game starts at 9. So if you want to get in that parlay, you have to do that right now as well. But here we are, it's just watching the games. Shaheem, are you nervous about anything right now?
Good news for Shaheem.
What's that?
James Harden just got his 10th assist, and they're now down by only 2.
Yeah, so there you go. That's looking like a great bet. And the reality is the Nets always kind of start off slow and then come back. They have a ton of talent late, but the reality is sometimes they can't close. We'll see what happens here. But Durant also had some issues closing games as well. So it's not just on Kyrie and Harden, but as they play more and get more comfortable with each other, I think there'll be less turnovers and more closing out games for that team. Kent State now, it's now 64-62 with 5 minutes to go. Bowling Green right back in this game. That's a big sweat right now. It's going to be a really fun game, but a 5-0 run in the last 2:26 for Bowling Green put them back at home in this matchup. So we're watching that game along with other games in the NBA. Like we said, the Pistons are beating the Nets by 2. The Knicks are trailing the Heat by 2. And RJ Barrett now has 4 points. He did hit a 3. Now 1 of 5 from the field. Rockets Pelicans 44-43. Of course, like we said, Zion Williamson does have 3 fouls. He's only played 7 minutes today, but he does have 10 points. So interesting stat line there for Zion Williamson as we come down to the he'll be playing in the second half there. College basketball, pretty interesting games going on right now. Michigan State leads Penn State by 3. Close game there. Kentucky trailing Arkansas by 11. That looks like Shaheem's best play so far. But knock on wood, I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just being the messenger here, and I'm jinxing both of you guys. So can't be killed for that. But Kent State 64-62 with 4 minutes to go, and we're just watching the games here. This is how it all plays out at the witching hour. It is not NFL Red Zone, but it is level up sports betting. Not the same, I know. Sorry, guys. One day.
Well, we have a live look-in coming up on the Kent State game. Now that it's getting close.
Yes.
That's the game I'm sweating currently. I figured again, as I indicated in the analyst, that the game would be close throughout the course of the game. So we're getting to that 4th minute mark, and hopefully Kent State can pull away.
Yep. And Gray just wrote, congrats, I got the first one, but Shaheem did not get the first one just yet. He does need the Nets to win. It does look like you would think the Nets should win this game, but he did not win just yet. But things are looking pretty good there for Shaheem and even for Kevin at this point, with the Nets starting to come back and hopefully take the lead shortly. Looks like Penn State just scored now. It's now 51-50.
So this is the witching hour, as you call it, Jason.
Yeah, the witching hour, but it's not the red zone. It's just level up sports betting. But, it is what it is. We're still nervous.
Penn State is currently up 52-51.
Yep, just got the bucket. And I'm on Auburn to beat Vanderbilt. And, of course, Auburn goes down 8-0 to start the game. So good job, Auburn. You guys are really killing it out there.
Yeah.
So now the Kent State game coming out of timeout. And there probably won't be another long timeout in this game as we are now under 4 minutes.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned about college teams that start off slow, once the second half begins, they tend to wake up. So Auburn is still going to be in pretty good shape. I wouldn't be concerned any whatsoever there.
Yeah, I would think so too. But yeah, it seems like home teams are starting off pretty hot, and then the road teams are starting to come from behind and do some damage. So um, let's see what happens here. We got under 4 minutes now for the Kent State Bowling Green game. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Kent State's going to drive for the layup, and they're going to miss it. It's going to be Bowling Green ball there. My ESPN app says 66-62, but on the CBS Sports game, the score is 64-62. So I'm not sure what's correct and what's wrong.
Yeah,
But
I'm seeing 62, 66, 62.
yeah, they changed it. So it is 66-62. Kansas State is up by 4. So that's a little bit of breathing there for you, a little breathing room. But now Bowling Green does score. And Kent State player is now injured.
Yeah, I hope they can review that for a flagrant and get the 2 points back.
That'd be really clutch on your end for sure. Wow. Yeah, he looks to be in serious pain.
Looks like that was an incidental contact. Nothing. Oh no! His hand flailed at the end of that shot.
Damn. So now the Michigan State Penn State game is tied at 52 with 6 minutes to go. Kentucky now within 8, but 8:30 to go in that game. The Pelicans are now on a big run here. 52 points, now up 52-43. So Kevin does have the Pelicans -6. But on the other hand, you have Shaheem with the over 221. So seeing the Pelicans on the run definitely have to make you guys both happy there. So let's see how that plays out. Kind of looks like the Kent State player is getting off the court. Looks like he'll be all right. The next game is at halftime with RJ Barrett just had 4 points. Of course, RJ Barrett over 15.5 points as he played for Kevin in that game. So once these games, college basketball games, kind of finish, we'll get back to the Knicks Heat game, the Rockets and Pelicans game, and they'll probably be out of halftime once these games are able to finish up. They did not call flagrant foul here, so now it's just 66-64, 3:30 to go in the Kent State Bowling Green game. Kent State has 6 fouls, Bowling Green just 4 fouls, so Bowling Green is in a better spot when it comes to fouls in that game. You know, the Penn State-Kent State game is still tied at 54 apiece. Or now Penn State just scored 56-54. Kent State tries to go for a layup, misses it, gets the rebound, gets fouled. There, Kent State going to the line for 2 with 3:08 to go in that game. Lots of action here, as you guys can tell. Kentucky now back in the game versus Arkansas, 65-60. So lots going on here as we approach the conclusion of a couple of the first games at 7 o'clock. And that's why we go live. Now, they called the Kent State play on the ground without the shots, but Kent State's going to shoot a 3 and going to can the 3. So now Kent State is now up 69-64 with 3 minutes to go. A big 3 for Kent State there. Massive. Jose in the chat says he's here. Sorry that he's late, but he wishes everyone good luck tonight as Bowling Green hits a 3 right back into Kent State's face. It's now a 2-point game in that matchup. This is going to come down to the wire with 2:30 to go. Trey Diggs with his 1,000th point for Bowling Green on that 3. Huge milestone for a college basketball player there, but it won't matter if they don't win. Not that Shaheem cares if they win. He wants them to lose. But Kent State travels. Bowling Green ball, 2:25 to go in a 2-point game. This is going to get really fun and really interesting for Shaheem here as Bowling Green dribbles up the ball. Penn State at a timeout here. Kentucky at a timeout here. So we're really just watching the Kent State Bowling Green game. We're now approaching 2 minutes to go. Bowling Green shoots another 3, misses it. Bowling Green gets the rebound on the offensive end. They're going to call a touch foul, which is Kent State's 7th foul, which means Bowling Green going to the line for 1-and-1 here. Woo! having trouble breathing here, just talking too much.
This
But
is
if you guys have anything to say, definitely chime in.
Yeah, so the
looking at
live
the
line on Rockets Pelicans, the total basically keeps hovering between Shaheem's and I. Right now, the live line total is 221.5.
That's interesting. So it's going to go back and forth. We'll see if there's fouls in the game. Bowling Green misses the first foul shot, and the 1-and-1 dies. And Kent State still up by 2 points with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. That was a couple big free throws that Bowling Green missed for Shaheem here.
Miss a layup.
1:45 to go now.
Don't give up this three. It's a big rebound.
Yeah, Bowling Green gets the rebound. They should have. I honestly think that was the foul there. To be honest, Bowling Green shoots a three, misses a three. Kent State with the rebound with 1:26 to go now. Kent State with the ball, and of course, remember Shaheem doesn't just have Kent State to win. He has plus 1.5, so Kent State can still lose and he can still end up winning. But if he wins outright, it's a little bit less of a sweat there. If Kent State can score on this possession, 1:10 to go. With 10 seconds to go on the shot clock here.
That's a horrible call. Come on. That's a horrible call. That's a horrible foul call. Oh, my goodness. Loose ball foul.
Yep.
Kent State.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there as well. Wow. So now Bowling Green going to the line for – I'm not sure if they called the shooting foul on the floor. Looks like they're calling 1-and-1. So it is a 1-and-1 for a forward. Who knows? 52.4 seconds to go. Plowden to the line for Bowling Green in this spot. This is going to be real interesting here. Jose said he's not sure if the nerves are higher watching the show or being on the show. Shaheem, what do you think?
I think it's just about the same, Jose. But overall, I mean, when you have money on the line, you want to win. So it's about the same for me, to be honest.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but Plowden did miss the foul shot here, and Kent State still up by 2, and they're going to dribble out the clock, for a little bit. They're going to call a timeout here, but they can dribble it out to like 20 seconds and take a shot. That you got to be feeling good there, Shaheem.
Feeling a little good about my cover. Just Bowling Green is a team that likes to jack up a lot of threes. As you can see, their last 3 possessions were 3-point shots, minus the foul calls, but just hoping they can pull through.
And it looks like the Nets are still down by 5 points. Jeremy Grant did get 26 points. So if you guys followed Josh from Winterwire and his pick on the over 23.5 points, that is hit now for the Patreon Discord chat for the Level Up community. So a big hit there. Of course, James Harden already has his 10 assists. So Shaheem just needs the Nets to win. And Kevin needs minus 5.5 for the Nets if you're watching this game show.
And the Pelicans are currently up 13, so that Pelicans cover is looking pretty good, Kevin.
Knock on wood, baby. Yeah, I'm interested what the live line's going to be.
He's trying to jinx you here.
The live line right now is 222 on that game.
Yep.
Yeah, it keeps fluctuating. I'm looking at it on FanDuel as we speak. 223.5, juice to the over. Now we have Kent State coming out of the timeout.
Yep, Kent State coming out of the timeout here. We got 45 seconds left on the clock as they drop the play here. This is a big bucket if Kent State can get it here for Shaheem.
Oh my goodness, what is that?
This is mid-major basketball. That's what it is.
You can't pass the ball in the air, man. Not like that. In the paint. Pass it out. And I think they're going to review this, and it's going to be overturned. It's going to be overturned.
There's 4 seconds on the shot clock if it goes Kent State's way. If not, Bowling Green will have the ball with 25.2 seconds to go, and we'll see if they're able to do anything here. And I think that Bowling Green will probably end up taking a three, like Shaheem keeps saying. So if Bowling Green just shoots a three, they can make it, they can miss it, and Shaheem will be fine. Obviously, if they hit a two and they make it go to overtime, that's a whole other scenario. Something Shaheem does not want to be a part of for this game.
Definitely don't.
Sure. Yep.
Overtime would be the absolute worst case scenario in this game. A 1-2, and as painless as possible.
Kent State's been covering throughout the entire half here, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Trying to see the replay. I'm not sure. Can't really tell from that angle.
I might get some luck. It looked like it may have went off the Bowling Green defender, but you never know with these referees.
Yeah, it's definitely a close one. Yeah, it's a close one for sure. I'm not sure which direction they're going to go, honestly. Penn State now going to the line with 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Penn State currently up 3 as Myron Jones just hit his free throw. Gets another one. They are now up by 4. Penn State up by 4 with 3:16 to go in that game. Another nail biter there. Arkansas up 68-60 with 6:39 to go. So things are looking pretty good there for Arkansas on the road versus Kentucky, but that game does have the most amount of time remaining in that game when it comes to college basketball.
Yeah. So Rockets on in halftime now, so that total was holding at 223.
Yep.
All right, come on, refs.
And now Auburn back in the game, just down by 2 points with 10 minutes to go. So Auburn right back in the game, which is great to see. My Auburn bet with TCU looks like it has a chance. I thought early on Auburn looked like crap, but they came back. And we're going to okay now.
It's college. It's college.
Exactly.
It's
way too early to worry, for sure.
And referees
okay, Michigan State just hit a layup, and now Michigan State gets the rebound with 2:30 to go. Down by 2, Michigan State has the ball in this game. They're calling a Kent State ball with 4 seconds to go, so it is Kent State ball off the Bowling Green defender, like Shaheem said, and he was definitely correct there. Foul on Penn State, so it looks like Michigan State had the chance to tie. I'm not sure if it was on the floor or not. We'll have to see. Kent State gets the ball, gets the layup with the clock expiring. That's a big play right there. I think they're going to have to review it to make sure he got it off in time, but I think he did. I don't think there's a problem there whatsoever. So that was a big layup there for Kent State in that play. It was like a broken play that led to a layup. Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, looks like you got it off in time. Looks like we're good. Pippen got it. I think he got it off. Let's see.
I think so as well.
I think he got it off. Yeah, he got it off for sure. He got it off. Yeah.
Let's see what he nodded his head. Yeah, it looks like Kent State 71-67.
Yep. So Kent State now up by 4. You have plus 1.5, 21.5 to go, and of course Bowling Green can tie this game off of 1 possession. They'll need a score, foul, score. So this game is in Kent State's hand at this point. Penn State now up 58-57 as Joey Halliger makes the first foul shot. He's on the line for one more. It makes it. So now 58-58 with 2 minutes to go in the Penn State and the Michigan State game. Penn State does have the ball.
Yes.
Bowling Green. Yep, Bowling Green doing Bowling Green things.
Nice miss
Missed
layup.
an easy layup,
and that should be all she wrote there.
Yeah, so Kent State should be able to get the W here at plus 1.5. That's going to be the first win of the day, getting that over Kent State. 71-67 going to the line. So Kent State gets that one. That Kent State play was at, let's see, it was at minus 115. So a solid bet there for Shaheem there to get the win there in the first game of the slate. So congratulations, Shaheem. You get the first one.
Thank you. I just need some miracles to happen in this Penn State game.
Got a foul on Penn State here with 1:18 to go. It looks like Michigan State will be going to the line. I'm going to put this game on my normal television now and be more live because the Kent State game just concluded, basically.
We want a screen share.
It's not like a band, So Michigan State now up by
Michigan
2
State
with 1:18 to go. It looks like Penn State's going to be calling a timeout as I just changed the
Yeah.
time. So.
Yeah, these foul calls, and I mentioned it in the analyst too. They have to control the fouls. Michigan, and I'm about to pull it up now, but I'm almost certain Michigan State is killing them when it comes to these foul calls.
Yeah, let's see. So it's 15-15 on both ends. But I haven't been watching enough to know what's actually happening. But we can now put this up on the board. Shaheem, I spelled your name wrong. Try that again. Try that again here.
I don't want to be the first one to lose.
They should have made better picks. No, just kidding. Still plenty of time to go. Greg Gordon does say congrats to Shaheem on the first one. You got Matt DeLeo in the chat writing "Hola," and we got some chatter in the chat box. So if you're watching and haven't chatted yet, let us know you're watching. Definitely give us a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell to know when we're going live because we're scattered from 5:45 to 8:15 to random times here and there. So definitely hit that notification bell to be notified when we go live. And of course, join that Discord to get all of our plays in the chat. Matt DeLeo writes in the chat, Kevin, hold it down. And Greg Gordon says, okay, Kevin, it's your turn to win a bet here. So let's see now. Penn State inbounding the ball with 1:14 to go. Michigan State up by 2 in that game. And let's not forget Kentucky down by 6 to Arkansas with 5 minutes to go. So it's still a tight contest there. It could definitely go either way after all. Penn State now, Sam Sessoms. It's not Sam Sessoms. I don't know who that is. Myron Jones looks like. All right, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Penn State shoots a 3, misses it. Michigan State with the rebound with 45 seconds to go in that game. A 2-point game. Let's not forget Shaheem does have Penn State plus 3.5. So still is winning the bet currently. Timeout, Michigan State, 35.2 seconds left, 18 on the shot clock. Michigan State up 2, of course. So we'll see how that game plays out. Looks like Kentucky could be going to the line. It looks like there's a foul. I'm not sure how many fouls there were, but Kentucky just hit a 3. That JD
They're on the 8-0 run.
Yep, so that's how college basketball is, and that's how hard college basketball is to bet. I've seen it all year, man. I've lost 20% of my bets have been like 1-point losses. This is ridiculous. Looking back at this Pistons Nets game, the Pistons are now up 101 to 89. James Harden says
we both need that loss.
Yeah, Kevin has
now
but now is rooting for the loss there. So a turn of events there, pretty interesting stuff there. How Kevin has minus 5.5, but now rooting against it because the better number is with Shaheem at plus 112. Plenty of time, 8:29 to go. The Nets just scored 2 points in that game, so it's still just 11-point game. Is it 11-point game? I see 89, but I thought I just changed 90.
I see 10, 91, 101. And the
Okay,
line is plus 6.5.
Yes, correct. 10-point game there. The Knicks game has now started again. It's now 68 to 65. RJ Barrett does have 6 points now. Just had another field goal. 3 of 8 from the floor. Ashley just scored another bucket as I was talking. So that was 8 points. Kevin needs RJ Barrett over 15.5 points. So just needs to double that 8-point mark right there for that one.
He's got to do it against that defense.
Yes. All right, now we're going
Yeah,
back to the Michigan State-Penn State game. 35.2
Miami to
seconds.
find their form.
Yep.
Miami to find their form again. All right, closing seconds here. Just no fouls. Good
Penn State
turnover.
gets the turnover. Penn State now on the break. 3-on-3.
Pass it out.
Passes it out. Yep, he does. 16 seconds
And
to
the
go.
timeout call.
We're just hoping that they just
I
wait for the last shot.
I don't even care if they. I don't
Yep.
care if they miss this last shot. Just cover my 3.5. Really
And
great
Matt
defense.
says that he
Force
likes these
turnover.
shows because he can now put faces to names now. And so now he's happy to see Shaheem and what he looks like. And I'm sure he thinks that Shaheem is a really nice looking dude. I do too.
So does
Shaheem
my
is
lady.
great.
Appreciate it. Need this Rockets game to start. Hopefully, there's a 60-point third quarter in there somewhere. Keep that afloat. See Brooklyn here, 94-101. Brooklyn.
Yep.
Just plus 5.5.
So Kentucky just made it to 4, and then right back at you, Arkansas gets a layup, makes it a 6-point game with 2:23 to go. In that game, it's a timeout on the floor. Kentucky will have the ball in that one. So Michigan State drawing up a play with Coach Tom Izzo here. And again, 16.2 seconds on the clock in that game. Just have to hope that Penn State either misses it and doesn't foul, hits a 3, or I don't know, because the reality is that Penn State does end up missing. The likelihood that they foul is pretty high unless, Penn State gets the offensive rebound. So this is really interesting how this game will play out. And again, it shows you how hard college basketball betting can be off of these final plays. Just really changes everything. Penn State shoots a 3, misses it, and Michigan State gets the rebound and gets fouled.
Yes.
8.7 seconds to go. But there's still 8.7 seconds to go. So let's say Michigan State does score those 2 points. You still have 8.7 seconds. And, of course, Michigan State is going to put their hands up, not want to foul. And, of course, Penn State can score. But instead, Penn State might end up trying to shoot for the 3. And then, let's say Michigan State goes back and shoots a couple field goals. Then you have a chance for Penn State to hit another 3 to tie the game. So let's see what happens here. Joshua Langford at the line hasn't shot one yet. He misses the first one. Penn State gets the rebound. Penn State has 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. They're going to end up shooting the 3 and misses it. There's a tip in, but it looks like the tip in was late. And Michigan State ends up winning the game 60-58. But Penn State does cover the spread. Just goes to show you how crazy the last 5 seconds can be in a game to decide a spread or a game, which just shows you just how hard it is to bet college basketball. But, of course, Shaheem looking really good in college basketball right now. We're going to change the channel on my thing to ESPN now to put the Arkansas game on.
I need to put on a rally cap.
Put on the rally cap there. We're going to change Shaheem. He's now 2-0 on the day so far. And on pace to be the first subscriber to defeat a level up capper here. It's taken 3 tries, and potentially this could be the first one where he gets it. Kentucky now inbounding the ball with 2:20 to go. We're switching channels just like that. That's how fun these live betting shows can be. Kentucky shoots a 3, makes the 3, 2:10 to go. It's now a 3-point game. Now Greg Gordon saying woohoo to Shaheem. Shaheem now 2-0 and looking really good. But Sarge just hit a 3. Kentucky now just down by 3 here. And, of course, Shaheem does have plus 2.5 for Arkansas. Kentucky on a 13-4 run in the last 4 minutes as Arkansas gets fouled on
yes, I was getting ready to say, come on.
Definitely a foul there. Can't complain there. That was definitely a foul.
Now I just need the Brooklyn Nets to wake up and go on a 6-0 run here.
Definitely possible. the Nets are going to be one of the better teams in the NBA this season for sure.
RJ Barrett just scored his 10th point.
Okay, so RJ Barrett now, he's in double figures.
Kyrie Irving for 3, air ball.
Rockets Pelicans still at halftime, but that game will be the last game to finish up for this show. And it could have implications, it might not, with the way Shaheem is casting these bets. Looking
Kind
at
of
the
amazing
Warriors
to see.
game, Boogie Down Picks has a couple Warriors bets. Draymond
That's
Green
right.
has 2 points so far in 11 minutes, 2 points in 11 minutes, and 3 assists in 11 minutes. So things are looking pretty good there for Draymond Green so far. He does have one personal foul as well, and it's a 1-point game. So the Warriors bets for Boogie Down Picks looks pretty good so far, but again, it's very early with those games. Arkansas makes both of the foul shots now, 5-point game, 1:45 to go here. Kevin writing in the chat now he's getting slayed, which is true. Nobody can lie about that. As Kentucky misses a 3, but they get the rebound. Kentucky goes around the horn here.
They seem to be falling in love with the 3-point shot. Just play stellar defense, Arkansas. Saw a horrible foul call.
Yep. And Kentucky's been dominating the offensive last 12 offensive rebounds to Arkansas's 4, and that's really why Kentucky's still in this game. Arkansas has really outplayed them for most of the game as I've been checking in on this game. But the offensive rebounding has been what Kentucky's done well in this game. And they're on the line for 2 to make it a 3-point game with 1:18 to go. Arkansas trying to pull off the upset on the road here. Kentucky misses the first foul shot.
Need to rally Brooklyn.
We're going to look at the NHL games quickly. We have the Panthers up 2-1, and Matt DeLeo does have the Panthers to win in regulation, does have the Oilers to win in regulation. They are currently up 3-2. Also has the Lightning to win in regulation, but the Lightning are down 1-0, but that's early in the first period. Kentucky makes their second foul shot. Now a 4-point game, not a 1-possession game. It's a 2-possession game with 1:18 to go. Kentucky has been playing good defense throughout the entire season, but Arkansas does have 78 points and have been doing pretty well offensively versus Kentucky's solid defense.
I didn't realize how bad and atrocious Brooklyn's defense was. I know they've been notorious for overs the last few games, but man, if you're letting one of the worst teams in the league just get open shots, open layups, open 3-pointers, and second chance points, I mean, you don't stand a chance beating the top tier opponents. It's beyond me at this point.
It's fair. They did allow 140 points or whatever to the Wizards or whatever.
They can't seem to play defense and stay in front of people. They have DeLon Wright of all people killing them.
Kentucky traps Arkansas. Arkansas gets out of the trap, and
this team was an 8.5-point favorite when the line opened up. The current live line is 11.5.
Arkansas misses a 2, a floater. Kentucky with the rebound here, 78-74.
Yeah, the Pelicans Rockets game, since they came back from halftime, Pelicans are on an 8-3 run to start the third quarter.
So the Rockets have struggled to score offensively. Can that secretly help Kevin there and get in the under? Or will the Pelicans score enough to get the over?
Kentucky
the bad news is that Zion
point.
Williamson scored 3 points already in the third quarter.
So Zion does have 13 points, but he also does have 3 fouls. So lots can happen there as well when it comes to Zion Williamson. Kentucky now hits a 3. They're down by just 1 point. In this game, 78-77. Still a very close game, but again, let's not forget Shaheem does have the plus points and 2.5 in this game.
This now becomes a game of free throws. College's worst nightmare.
Yep.
I think college's worst nightmare is when they do nothing but shoot 3-pointers.
Oh,
You can
We
leave
can
some of these
blame
players
Curry
wide
for
open
that.
and they'll still miss.
Yeah.
yeah, they've come back from shooting 3-pointers in this entire second half. I'm just looking at the highlights, and it's just everything's a 3-pointer. Goodness gracious.
So RJ Barrett now has 11 points. You do have Kevin. You do have 15.5. So you need 5 more points still in the third quarter. So there is potential there for RJ Barrett in a tight game, in a close game. The Pistons looks like they're going to be running away with this game. After all, the
Yeah.
Pistons are up 112-99 with 2:31 to go. But let's get up to Josh from Winter Wire in our Discord. He did have Jeremy Grant over on the points, and he called it pretty nicely because Grant does have 32 points in this game. So big call there from Josh there. Big game from Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, Kentucky is 13 of 25, so they have a +4 advantage there.
Yeah.
And I
So
can
now
only
they added
imagine the
20,
bulk.
they added a couple seconds or a couple tenths of a second. 28 seconds left on the clock. Kentucky going to try to trap before fouling. Time's coming off the clock here.
Unbelievable, Brooklyn. Unbelievable.
And Dan in the chat reminding us that the Kent State game was a 1-point game. Kentucky, I think it's in Kentucky. The Arkansas, Kentucky, yes. Dan, Arkansas going to the line looks like with JD note 78-77 here, 22.8. JD has hit 2 of 2 so far. Missed the first one a little bit short on that one. Seems to happen all the time when these players are just a little bit short, nervous during these games, which is crazy and stinks for sure.
Game of free throws. Again, college's worst nightmare. When your money relies on a player shooting free throws.
But in reality, you might want them to just end up. You might if it's an odd number with like a 1, they have to score 2 or 3. So he does make this. He does make the other one. So now 79-77, 22.8 seconds to go on the clock here. Kentucky can hit the 3 and win it. Can tie it with 2, or it could do neither and then foul Arkansas. So lots at stake here. With, of course, Shaheem does have Arkansas plus 2.5 at -120 as one of his game show picks. Kentucky going to shoot a 3.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
nails the 3. So now it's 80-79. Arkansas shoots a layup, misses the layup, gets fouled shooting the layup.
Whew.
So Arkansas going to the line. And if he makes both, they'll take the lead. If he hits just one, it'll be a tie game with 4.3 seconds to go. So a big moment here for Shaheem, because if it was missed, you would have Kentucky going to the line for 2 up by 1. And again, Shaheem does have Arkansas plus 2.5. So if Kentucky were to hit both, it would be a 3-point game. So that was a big, big play right there for Shaheem. But he does now need Arkansas to at least make 1 here. And Arkansas makes the first one. So it's now a tie game, 80-80. RJ Barrett misses a 10-foot jumper.
Another timeout in that game.
The Pelicans are now up by 17. That could mean that Zion's day could be ending short here. Obviously, he'll get a little bit more time, but if they start pulling away, now they're up by 20. So the Pelicans -6 for Kevin. That looks pretty hot. And the Rockets struggling to score offensively also looks potentially hot off on the under, but obviously still a long way to go in this game. The Pelicans already have 82 points. So it could be a sweat down the line. We will see. Kentucky fans in the stands complaining about the foul call in Arkansas, but I kind of agree with it. I think it was a foul. So Kentucky fans are wrong. I think that's what we know.
This free throw is extremely crucial.
Huge. Huge, huge, huge.
Zion Williamson, fourth foul. I just caught that.
Yeah, Zion having a bad day with the fouls. And it's funny. It's funny because like Josh, on the other hand, had the over, and he was like right on the over because the reality is like he has all these points in like such a little minimal minutes. So as Arkansas hits a one more foul shot, now up by 1 with 4.3 to go. So unless Arkansas fouls, does the unthinkable and the stupid shit, everything should be fine.
I guess we're both going to make money.
And
But
this
it's
is still
What a play!
Arkansas on the money line.
Yeah, that's huge. So now Shaheem is 3-0 so far. We'll give you the 3-0 until the next game concludes. So we'll give you 3-0. We'll just say 3-0 until the next game concludes.
I can go for a little bit.
Really
the
good.
Next.
Undefeated. Shaheem undefeated for 19 seconds here.
I can't believe Brooklyn. Unbelievable.
I mean, Detroit shockingly took the Lakers to all those overtimes this weekend.
Yeah. That is true. That is definitely
They can't
true.
even tank right.
And they lost to the worst team in the Eastern Conference. The two superstars, and I guess you can call him a star, Jeremy Grant, because I don't know what happened to Blake Griffin. He's been a complete shell of himself.
Yep. Okay, so for my college basketball plays, Vandy is now up by 2 with 39 seconds left in the first half. Not a big deal there, plenty of time. Iowa State's beating TCU early in that game, so it's 17-16 there. And I do have St. John's plus 0.5 in the first half. It's now 6-6 in that game with plenty of time to go in that game. So the Pistons now just beat the Nets. So Shaheem, sorry to say you're not undefeated anymore, but still 3-1, which is much better than Kevin so far.
Now I'm 0 for 1.
Yes, you're 0 for 1 right there. So now we change the stats here. Shaheem is 3-1. And Boogie Down Picks is 1-0.
Shaheem has clinched a winning night in terms of winning money.
Yep. Shaheem won money no matter what.
The Pelicans over is at 227, so seems to be going back and forth between 226 and 228.
It's right on the cusp.
I just hope for backdoor cover's sake we don't see a repeat of what happened to Dallas the other night. That was atrocious. 9.5-point favorite, and you're up 21 points in the first half, and you turn around and only win the game by 5. That's just
that's brutal.
betting in today's world, unfortunately.
True.
All right, I'm gonna zero in on this Pelicans game. I see here, Kevin, I know you had the under on the Boston game. The line just moved up to 221.
That was sweet.
I guess that might be because of the news. I'm assuming Jaylen Brown is active.
Let me check. He's not listed as inactive, so that's good.
He's inactive and the line goes up. It's interesting.
Let's see.
When Brooklyn plays the Pacers on a back-to-back, sheesh, that's a 2-point line. Think I might take the Pacers with the points tomorrow. Looking at the early games. Pelicans on a back-to-back as well, playing the Bulls tomorrow on the road. Sheesh. Let's see what's going on with Mr. R.J. Barrett. See what's going
Looks
on.
like he has 11 points going to the fourth. So that's a sweater for sure.
He's gonna get it.
It's a sweater for
I
sure.
don't know.
Okay, 11. As long as he doesn't get into any foul trouble, Kevin should easily.
I think Zion Williamson's going to go under
Yeah.
because he gets 4 fouls and they're up by 18.
Yeah, there's
I
no
mean,
incentive to
Zion
play
Williamson's only taken 4 field goals in this game, played 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's played well offensively, like in the time that he's been able to play. It's funny.
7 of 8 from the free throw line, 3 or 4 from the field, and he's only played 10 minutes and has 13 points.
Yeah, that's
plus
great.
minus 12.
That's because like Josh from Winterwire took the over with Zion. Like he was correct, but then too many fouls. And then Kevin takes the under, and he was correct because he figured this game would be basically a blowout, and you would get less minutes in this game. So both analysis were spot on different picks. So it's really interesting to see that.
Well, it was more so that they adjusted his line so you get plus money on the under that made it a worthwhile pick. Because before, if it was minus 110, there wasn't that much of an edge. But once you made it plus 115,
it made it attractive.
Then you get an edge.
Fair.
Yeah, because my model spit out probabilities for every single player.
Like every single player, like every single one, like even the guy that
do a screen share.
13th player.
I'll just show you what it said for New Orleans today. Let's see.
That's pretty awesome.
Where is it?
So Kevin, do you ever find yourself doing only player prop parlays, or you do your player prop straight bets normally?
I do them straight bets. Okay. But no, I do I pick a side, then I do a separate single play, maybe like half unit on several props that go against my play.
Got it.
All right. So yeah, Jason, share my live screen. I'll show everybody what my my model shows every day.
All right, let's see it.
All right. So
can people see it?
This is what it showed for Zion Williamson today. So these are the fair market prices. So if it's 23.5 and they're charging minus 110 as a bad value because it should be plus 171 and the under should be minus 135. So if the under is plus 115, that's a good value. Give you 3-pointers, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, assists, turnovers, blocks. But I always check the minute projections. So they're projecting this based off 32 and a half minutes. He's not going to play that tonight. Then you'll have other players like, let's say, I can't remember everybody's total up. Brendan Ingram, I believe his total today was 21 and a half. So I'm showing 22 and a half. So it shows that both sides are going to be a bad bet. And basically what it does is it gets the box scores for all the games, and it runs the numbers based on their opponents in the past and how many minutes they played, and comes up with projections. And as well as factoring rest. So Yep, that's how we can do everything without looking at box scores from scratch.
It's cool.
So, yeah, RJ
A
Barrett.
lot of data.
Yeah, so factors in field goal attempts as well, which is most important for going over a point total. Because if you're taking a lot of shots and you're missing, you're eventually going to go over the total. If you're not taking many shots but you're making most of them, it's going to show that the under eventually is a good bet.
The Rockets just came back. They're now down just 12. So that game is now tight again.
Oh boy.
Total has jumped to 229. Hopefully the Rockets make it a little bit of a sweat like I had to the last 3 games, Kevin.
Well,
And then Zion can come back in the game and do some more damage that on court.
you just want me to go for 5.
just get the embarrassment out of the way.
In the wounds.
Yep. So far, Shaheem 3-1. So far, Kevin Davis 0-1. Shaheem looking like he'll be the first subscriber to win this game show, and hopefully he'll be the only one after because we don't want any of you guys to win. But no, we appreciate you, Shaheem, for getting on and doing this. And I know how knowledgeable you are when it comes to sports betting. You've been a loyal supporter for quite some time, and always get out your picks and your analysis and reasoning. And we definitely appreciate and respect your hustle and your grind when it comes to betting sports, because we definitely know that you have a ton of knowledge in it.
I didn't realize that Derrick Rose was going to play tonight.
Who?
Derrick Rose is 12.
Oh yeah, he has like 12 points or something.
Rockets are down by 8 now. But what I wanted to mention, on behalf of the Discord group and the chat members, I wanted to take the time out to say I really appreciate everything that you do, Jason. I know the month of January was rough, and we've had some bumps in the road in December. But again, as a fellow reminder, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint or a race. So all we can do is keep digging deeper and deeper and provide analysts. And at that point, it's up to the teams and the players. So continue doing the great work that you're doing, Kevin. Again, once I saw you in the Discord group chat, I got extremely excited. I remember a few college plays that you put out there on your Twitter handle, and I said, you know what? I don't know him, but let me just tell him, because
Sweet.
it sounds like good value there, and some of those beauties ended up cashing. So really do appreciate you as well, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sad that I have to wait 7 more months or 6 more months for college football to come back. But luckily we got baseball. Luckily, hopefully, fingers crossed, we got the return of Canadian football this summer, which is another gem. Especially the spreads, because you can score a 1-pointer in Canadian football. If you punt the ball and miss a field goal and the other team doesn't return it, it's 1 point for the kicking team.
Really? I have to look into that. I need to start my research now.
And they only have 3 downs.
Oh,
3
really?
downs.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So it's like basically a lot of like spread football. And the field is wider and each team has 12 players.
She's talking about taking advantage of every opportunity you have.
Sadly, it hasn't taken off in popularity in America. They really messed up the marketing. Because they said, all right, we're going to have USA expansion. Where they expand? Baltimore, Shreveport, and Las Vegas.
Okay.
Like, I don't really know what connection.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Memphis. I don't really know what connection they have with Canada. It's not like they did Fargo or Boise or Seattle. But yeah, they made a big mistake of not playing games during the pandemic.
Yeah. Would they have been able to? Like,
No, they were like, we lose money, which is true, but
you're right.
they may lose more money just because they didn't play the games and people forgot about them.
Right.
Like they could have just done a 6-game season and call it a day.
True. All right, so the Knicks are playing the Heat now, 84-76 with 9:52 to go. I'm not sure if RJ is in currently.
No,
I don't
he's
think he
not. I'm
is.
looking at it now. You know,
Yep.
he's out.
No.
Barrett's not in right now, but I'm sure he'll be in towards the late portion of the game. Zion Williamson just scored 2 points. Now it's 15 points. Still in the third quarter. It's a 8-point game, so it's a lot closer now than it was 20 minutes ago. Now the Pelicans are now up 89-78. Again, Zion has 4 field goals and 15 points, getting some points on the line.
Right, luckily, he just missed a shot.
Yeah.
He's the next one too, man. This is level of efficiency. If he can maintain that over the next decade or so, definitely put the team on the map. Rockets are now down by 8, so it looks like they may have hit a 3.
And you're looking at Draymond Green and all of his stats because we know Kevin has a ton on Draymond Green and the Warriors. Draymond just 2 points so far in 14 minutes, 6 assists. So, things are looking pretty good there. Of course, the Warriors are up by 1 as well. So all 3 of those bets, we'll cross our fingers, but looking pretty good. I'm watching right now the St. John's playing Butler. 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. I do have St. John's plus 0.5 in the first half. St. John's currently up 22-12. So let's see how that continues and plays out there. Still have plenty of time left to go in that game to break my heart. But the reality is Butler, they do struggle in the first half, and St. John's, they don't. So I think that's shown right there. So we'll see how that plays out. My other play, I do have TCU and Auburn in a parlay with each other. Of course, Auburn down by 2 points in the first half. Really struggled to score the basketball in the first half. I think that they'll be a little bit better scoring in the second half. And also do have Iowa State beating TCU by 4, but still a very close game in the first half. So plenty of time in that money line parlay that I have as well. In the NHL, the Panthers, they did win in regulation 2-1. So Matty Ice did get that pick right there. The Panthers win regulation. It happened. We're looking at the Oilers playing the Senators in regulation. The Oilers are currently up 3-2 with 1:42 left in the third period. So holding on, making sure the Oilers can hold on there, and they got the win in regulation there. The Lightning to win in regulation at -110. The Lightning are currently up 3-1 after the first period. So right there, Matt DeLeo looking pretty good with that. But we'll monitor the Oilers as that game concludes as well, and make sure that hits there. So plenty of good stuff, plenty of plays that were in the Discord from our Level Up community and cappers. So definitely go down in that Discord and check it out if you haven't checked it out already. Plenty of great plays and stats. And the Level Up community, currently we are up in profit. ROI before today was 10%. So in February, already up 10% ROI. Not too bad in any month. So watching all these games play out, of course, if you're just tuning in with us right now, Boogie Down, his official plays, go over here, his official plays for this challenge. Pelicans -6, Zion Williamson under 23.5, Nets -5.5, which already lost. Rockets Pelicans under 26.5, and RJ Barrett over 15.5 points. On the other hand, you have Shaheem, his bets, James Harden over 10 assists, Nets to win at plus 112. That's the one bet that did not hit for him, but he did have Kent State plus 1.5, Arkansas plus 2.5, and Penn State plus 3.5. They all hit in college basketball, so I might give him the keys to the college basketball analysis, and I might just retire because he just killed it today in college basketball. Also sweating out the Rockets Pelicans over 221, but now the Rockets are making it a game again, and that can definitely help the over as well. The game is 92 to 81 in that one right now. Of course, plenty of time with one more half remaining. Maxwell Smart in the chat saying, nice work. We appreciate you, Max, for tuning in. Gray Gordon saying, trust the process, trust the Jason process, which I definitely appreciate that as well. Lots of action here. St. John's now up 24 to 12 in the first half with 8:28 to go. And I have them plus 0.5 there. Baller shoots a three, misses a three. St. John's with the rebound. And I'm doing a little bit of dancing in my chair right now as St. John's just misses a three in and out. Should have hit that. Damn. All right. What do we got here? Is RJ Barrett back in yet? He is not. Okay.
Yeah, no.
But it's a timeout.
Timeout. You're correct. There's potential he comes back in. The Oilers still up at 3-2 with 46 seconds to go in that game. Hoping that they can hold on for Matt there in that game for the Discord community there. Just finished. It looks like the Oilers end up winning that game, so Matt does go 2-1 or 2-0 in hockey so far. Does have the Lightning 3-1 right now, so big time there as Butler misses their foul shot. So now it's 24-14 with less than 8 minutes to go for St. John's. So hopefully they can continue on this mojo. Oh, a big dunk for St. John's, and yes, I'm happy. Okay, back to the NBA.
St. John's.
Yep. They just got a steal from Pasha Alexander. He lays it in. Now it's a 14-point game with 7:40 to go in the first half there. And don't forget, Josh Winterwire does have St. John's plus the money for the entire game as his official play. So we are both in agreement on St. John's in this instant for sure, as Butler just misses the layup and St. John's gets the rebound there. But enough of the St. John's game. I know I'm just a little biased because I care about that game more myself, but we have some NBA games that we're worrying about here with the Rockets now just trailing the Pelicans by 11, so they're kind of back in the game there, making it more of an interesting game. 92 and 81 is the total so far going to the fourth quarter. So there's potential there for the over and the under. It's going to be a sweat for sure.
The line is currently showing 228, and the live line for the Pelicans is at 11.5 via FanDuel.
Yep. So it's definitely going to become a sweat for sure.
Just need the Rockets to continue on pace scoring. As long as I can get that out, I feel pretty okay with the over 221.
Yep.
In the Vanderbilt game, that half has already started, 29-26. Auburn down by 3 currently.
Yep. We got to hope that Auburn can find some offense. And also, on the other side, you have to hope that we have some offense from TCU as well, because they've had a terrible start as well.
So RJ Barrett's still not in the game after timeout.
That's weird.
He must have pissed off the coach again.
Maybe Derrick Rose stole some minutes. I would doubt it, but you never know.
And 7 maybe brings them back in at the 6-minute mark to give them a more fresher legs, maybe to close out the game. Because Obi Toppin has been in this game or the quarter since it started, so I highly doubt he's going to play in the full length of the quarter.
Yeah.
Typical Knicks to be up the entire game and start sloppy play in the fourth quarter. Derrick Rose with a nice jumper puts them up by 4. I started to take this game too.
Yeah, Maxwell Smart writing about Mike Anderson wants them bringing the fire early, and that's what they have done St. John's now 6-0 in the last 6 games, and they've been hot starts, really good basketball. Not the best defense, but their offense has been
It's
fantastic.
Zion Williamson with 2 more points.
Ooh.
18, sheesh. Need the Rockets to hold steady, score some points here.
Yep, now it's a 15-point
Mostly
game.
for the
now.
over.
If they score points from Zion Williamson having another foul,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 8 of 10 from the free throw line, 5 of 8 from the field. He's only played 15 minutes and he's got 18 points. It's insane.
Yeah. The Rockets just came back, scored a 2-point shot from Jayshawn Tate. Now it's a 10-point game, so it's still too tight to say they're going to sit anybody. But we'll see what happens here.
Pelicans now up by 12. And now we reached 7 minutes in the Knicks game. They put Julius Randle back in. I didn't see RJ Barrett. I'm certainly checking out. He's not in the game yet.
Yeah, they put – so it looks like Barrett will probably come in with like 4 minutes to go in this game. Or he might just not play again. We'll see.
Let me see what his plus minus is. Because I know Tips had a thing for benching players that aren't playing defense, and he's 4-11 from the field, -6, which isn't too bad, all things considered. But it looks like this
No,
unit that's in for the Knicks has actually been a unit that's been carrying them this quarter and the second half as well.
Yeah, but I'm looking like quickly, for example, 1 of 7, 5 points. Alec Burks, 3 of 7, 3 of 6 from 3. So I guess 50% from 3 is not bad at all. Yeah. I don't know. And Rose is 5 of 9. It looks like Rose is getting the minutes of the shooting guard, and that's why it looks like he might be taking over from Barrett there, but not entirely sure.
I
What
wonder what's gonna
happened?
happen when they get Austin Rivers back.
Yeah, and Rivers could be a little trade chip there as well. So who knows? It does look like Williamson just got taken out of the game. Zion is
Yay!
out of the game for
He's
Brandon.
limping.
Ingram came in for him, so he's now out.
Kind of has like an awkward walk.
They're currently up 14 points as well, so they're holding
Yeah.
steady to that 6-point spread there. Looks like RJ is coming back in the game as well. After the next dead ball or timeout, whichever one happens
goes.
first. Oh yeah, the timeout is coming here, so he'll be back in the game for the last 4:51. It seems like. Zion left with 18 still, from my last check. That's 18.
Yeah. He just needs 2 more field goals for me to be screwed. It's 8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yeah,
Basketball.
he's not even come back in though.
Oh,
No,
it
you have
looks
23
like there's a
and a
Rockets
half.
injury.
You have 23 and a half. Right, Cap?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I got mixed up because it should have been 21 and a half, but it's 23 and a half.
So that's what your model said?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but it wouldn't have been that worth it to take it at -110. But once they got the plus 115, I had that extra incentive.
He has a plus 17, plus minus, better than any player that's playing. Eric Gordon has a minus 30. Goodness gracious. 8:31 remaining. We got 186, 14. 21, 35, 35 points. Give or take, but it's 221 to cash.
We need Zion to hit, so at least if I lose, I'm not over 5. Just in case there's a Rockets comeback.
Just in case.
But see, but that's almost a double whammy because if the Rockets come back, then Zion comes in the game. So
Yeah.
it's pretty brutal. Could be pretty brutal, excuse me.
So the Knicks took a timeout. It's tied 88-88. Let's see if they make any adjustments. Randall's actually 4 for 15 tonight. Only 3
surprising.
assists.
He got an off day.
He had an off day and they're still in this.
Yeah.
But like the Heat, seeing who had an off day for the Heat. Oh yeah, that's not going to do it if Duncan Robinson is 0 for 5.
Oh,
Yeah, he's regressed tremendously this year.
And yeah, Bam Adebayo 3 for 9. And those are no 3-pointer attempts from him. Tyler Hero 2 for 7 from 3-point. Yeah, the only one he's like. Meanwhile, Kelly Olynyk kicking ass, 5 for 7 from 3-point.
there you go. Little Gonzaga there.
Yeah, surprising. That's right. Yes,
That's why I hope they have the Olympics this summer with Olympic basketball because I want to see how the Canadian team does.
Yeah, he'll play for them, right? Or you think?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah, but
I want to see how Canada does with.
There's enough players that he would. He's a good enough Canada player compared to you have RJ Barrett. You have a ton of. I guess he would be good enough. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he's good enough.
But we'll even see if the Olympics even happen, to be honest.
Yeah, good point.
There's going to be Olympics with only 8 countries.
Yeah. It's going to be weird, but I kind of missed it. I kind of missed the Olympics.
Yeah. Or do they just have a 2022 Olympics
Now,
in
Kevin,
the summer and then a Winter Olympics?
do you bet on the Olympics?
Yeah, well, it depends on what state you're in. Some states don't allow it. New Jersey supposedly will allow it.
Oh, wow.
We haven't had Olympic betting in New Jersey yet.
Oh. Yeah, I'd probably bet it for fun.
I would look to see what the house advantage is.
Good
But
point.
basketball definitely because all those like European countries too. Any game not involving the United States will be good.
Yeah.
All right, PJ Tucker with the corner 3. They're now down by only 11. Knicks back from the timeout, and
RJ Barrett missed the
RJ
three.
Barrett is back in.
He missed the 3. He just missed the 3.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Off the front iron as well. Jimmy Butler's at the line. 3:50 remaining. What lineup do they have in the game? Oh, yeah. So they took Obi Toppin out in Rose.
90-90 in the Knicks game. It's
Tie game,
104-94 with 6:43 to go in the Pelicans game. Still no Zion's not back in. So see what happens there.
They may not see him unless the Rockets go on some crazy run. They're down 15, 94, 109.
Yeah.
94 to 109. Yeah, 94 to 109.
Sheesh. The Warriors Spurs are at halftime. Draymond just has 2 points still and 6 assists.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing any 40-footer shots from him today,
That was
like
brutal.
yesterday.
That was absolutely brutal.
I can't envision how many games I've seen like that and like that
Yeah.
in that manner. Derek White flinches at Draymond Green, and then he takes and heaves the ball up, thinking he was going to get fouled.
Yep.
Rockets 95, 109. Live total is at 231. Keep pushing that lead. Keep pushing that lead. Let's see here. You know, everything else is looking 95, 109, 232 total. So the Heat are back out of their timeout. Duncan Robinson's got to hit that. Oh my goodness, in and out. Yeah, I don't know what Mitchell Robinson was thinking there. He basically bear hugs Bam Adebayo, thinking that's going to be a tie-up. What is that's just horrible.
Oh yeah.
Duncan Robinson can't buy a basket. Pelicans for that 124 number. I should have looked at their team total today. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
True. For me,
So I need-
in basketball, my team totals were struggling early, but they used to do really solid in baseball. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for baseball. Dodgers, Trevor Bauer. What you think about that, Jason?
I mean, I was disappointed at first, but like, all
A
right,
Mets
it's
fan, I
fine.
figure.
It's okay. Like, just the way that like it all went down. Like he was going to be a Met, then he became a Dodger. It was just weird, but it's okay. Like we don't need him. Like I don't like we're okay. He's not really he's not really worth the money that he was getting.
Oh, big three, Kelly Olynyk. I mean, I thought he played pretty solid last season. RJ Barrett had a layup, Kevin. So yeah, he's up to
Sweet.
13.
You have a faster feed than I do.
Alfred Payton misses the three.
And St. John's is blowing this game for me. Unbelievable. St. John's just allowed an 18-4 run with 4:40 to go. With 4:40, so now there's 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. St. John's up 2. I have plus 0.5. So now this is a real freaking sweat. Just got a layup though. Just got a layup with 1:33 to go. Just need to get a stop here or something.
So I guess now I just need an RJ Barrett 3-pointer.
Yeah, and he missed one when he first came in too.
Yeah.
Butler missed the 3. Rebound St. John's. Calm down. Do not push the pace. Find a good yes. All right, they're relaxing a little bit. All right.
Oh, that's not a goaltend, ref. That's a horrible call. That's a horrible call. That's not a goaltend on Bam.
St. John's.
I mean, I don't have this game, but
When Zion Williamson's back in. Oh crap.
oh yeah. That's a goaltend. Oh.
So Dan said that Zion's back in the game. Do you guys see that?
Yeah. I'm fidgety. I make for bad TV.
With 4:23 remaining.
All right, St. John's up 6
4-3.
with 50 seconds to go. Come on, man.
One possession, 30 seconds. Just remove the time. That's how I usually look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Butler's going to shoot a 3, miss the 3, rebound St. John's with like 30 seconds to go, but they're up 6.
Good cash.
I mean, that was just terrible. I mean, they were up by 14 with like 6 minutes. And like, oh, wow, yeah. They made me sweat a little bit. I don't like that. But and St. John scores another bucket. They scored 40 points in the first half. Really nice. All right, cool. Now I can put the NBA games on. All right, maybe I'll put the Vanderbilt game on. See Auburn. See why they're struggling a little bit. Well, they're not. They're up now.
Yeah, 41-38 there. And TCU
TCU
is tied at halftime.
Yeah, so things are starting.
There we go.
But that's what we said though. Like it seems like it seems like the road team starts to kind of turn it on a little bit. Like Auburn, for example, they're going to turn it on a little bit in the second half, just like all of your teams, right? They were all kind of here, there, and then all of a sudden they just exploded and won at on the road. So I think Auburn will figure it out now. But as we watch the other games, what the heck? Wait, Kansas State going down by 4 to Texas? What the heck?
That was a bad number. I looked at that game too, but I think that was an 8:00 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's
I
weird.
I thought Texas was getting way too many points in that game.
See, I wasn't sure. Like Kansas State, they're so hard. That's hard to figure out. But Hero makes the
Tyler
26
Hero.
for 3. 1 minute to go next time out. So now they got to go to Barrett, right? Right, Kevin? They're going to go to Barrett for the 3, huh?
If I were the Knicks, I'd pass it to Barrett. But if I were me, I'd pass it to Barrett. I want that dough.
And Gray reminds us that St. John's with the halftime lead, and we got that plus 0.5. But still, don't forget, Josh from Winterwire does have St. John's to win outright at plus 118. I think he got it at plus like 140 last night, but we'll go with plus 118. Doesn't matter. We'll get the cash no matter what. Whatever you guys have, you guys are going to cash it, hopefully. Knock on wood. And then
there's still time for the Rockets to win, so I can go 0 for 5.
Yeah, I need 7 points in that game. Right?
I believe what will probably happen is I'll get the Pelican spread and the Zion bets, so I'm only going to probably lose 0.85 years. Shaheem, he's going to Red Lobster tonight.
I like it.
Well, if it wasn't quarantine, maybe Grubhub.
Yeah, and then have to wait 45 minutes to an hour for cold lobster tail and a steak.
Yeah, you'd just be better off just walking to the store, picking up a lobster, boiling the pot, and dropping it in.
I went to Chipotle the other day. I got a burrito. I had it scheduled for 6:30, and they make you wait outside to get the burrito. And I had to wait at 7 o'clock. They still didn't give out the burrito, and there's like a big line. It's like cold outside of like 40 people waiting, like getting mad at like one dude. I just said screw it, and I just left Chipotle, got different food, and went somewhere else and just lost my $10. So I think that was a day where I actually won my bets. So I was like, all right, it's fine. But
yeah,
places are
took RJ Barrett out the game. RJ Barrett's not even in.
Well, that means they're trying to win, so you can't blame them for taking him out.
Well, it's a 1 point game now.
Maybe if you get overtime,
always see like one glimmer of hope and be like, "Oh my God, we're getting really good. We might make the second round of the playoffs." Like, no, RJ Barrett is like, he's not there yet.
Well, Knicks have a chance to win this game. Knicks have a chance to win.
Well, no, I need to go to overtime.
Julius Randle off the side iron foul. Whoa. The referees are not calling anything. They should have been called that play. That foul. 4.8 seconds remaining. And I need one more point, and
You got
the
one.
new
Got 221.
Pelicans
it.
over cashes.
Yes, you got the cash on the over. So you go 4-1 on the day.
Ugh.
Yeah, unless there's like some kind of miracle where there are no more points in that game.
I'm not getting the under.
That's what I was trying to. I was trying to be nice to you, but
Yeah. I mean, Shaheem was the big winner because he got an extra 5 points of closing line value on that total.
he beat you to it. He was smart and said, "I'm
Well,
gonna."
no, he was on the over. So
Well, yeah, but he got the
if
221.
I bet over, he would beat me to it.
Yeah, well, that too. But even as the over under, he got the 221, and then you had 226.5. So if you had to take the over on the 226.5, it would have been a little bit more of a sweat, but still obviously had it. Okay, so Shaheem, you go 4-1.
Zion just scored 20, so that can
Oh,
still. That's still a sweat
you're
over
still,
there.
you're still
I thought they're supposed to take him out the game. Although that was a sweet alley oop, so I can't be mad. That was like beautiful.
yeah, you got 150 to
You
go.
can't be mad when these players do really well.
Okay, so Shaheem made $12.62 today. He had $25 at risk and made $37.62. So profit was really $37.62 on the day. Pretty solid. You get some real beer money or more than that, whatever. But there you go.
Definitely some bear
4-1,
money.
37.62 right there. Um, we'll watch how the other games play out just in case something crazy happens. But it looks like you're obviously going to be the winner, and you will be getting a free Patreon subscription in April, which is $175 value completely for free. And when we go on into April, you're not just going to get my picks and my analysis. You're, of course, going to get Kevin's picks. You're going to get Josh's picks and Matt's picks and all their analysis as well. So when baseball comes around in April, you'll still have the NHL, you'll still have the NBA. College basketball will be finished, but outside of that, you'll have a lot more games and a lot more analysis and picks. Of course, we'll have the KBO as well that I'll be doing, and I'm sure Kevin will definitely chip in with the KBO as well, which will be tons of fun. And you might even get some Taiwanese baseball out of Kevin because he just does that. So, Shaheem's going to end up winning the Patreon, and Kevin's going to go 0-1 on the betting game show. But of course, this show is going to go on for a year and beyond, and we know Kevin's definitely going to up that record eventually. He started slow in February, but now he's catching fire. Kevin went 5-2 yesterday on his pick, so he's catching fire now.
Yeah, and one of them was a plus 145 money line. Don't forget that.
Exactly. Plus 145 money line and almost hit a 285. You were kind of close. You did get the covers on those. So Kevin's more of like the money line underdog player prop value model type guy. He's not a model, but he does have a model. So don't get that confused. He's not a model, but he does have a model.
So the over just missed in the Houston New Orleans game, 227 combined.
Look at that.
So right now it's 0 for 3, but we're about to be, knock on wood, 2 for 3 or at least 1 for 4. Because I don't see how the Rockets at this point can get a backdoor cover.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, yeah.
Especially with the Zion Williamson alley oop.
124, and I think when I was writing out my analyst, I had Rockets 100, Pelicans 122.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
128, so 101.
So now Zion is out of the game.
So you're going to win that one. And
So I
you're
believe
gonna
that means I'm -4. I'm probably going to be -4.
yeah
85 for the day, I think.
minus $4.70. Correct.
Well, it looks like the Knicks are getting the ball back here. They have an opportunity to win the game or to tie it. They do have RJ Barrett in the game, so maybe he hits a three, wins it.
I remember when $5 would have gotten you a foot long.
Well, I counted out the Barrett play already. But if he somehow
And
he just
he
missed
he
the
misses
driving
the
layup.
layup.
Barrett just missed the layup. The game,
Yeah,
What?
that's tough.
What?
and that would have tied the game and went to overtime.
That would have went into
Um,
overtime.
What?
Yeah.
but
I
you
can't
did
even
go,
describe that as a bad beat because
yeah,
Barrett went 5 for 14. He should have hit the over.
yeah, it wasn't a bad look. I mean, like you said,
He got his shots
got his
in.
looks for sure. It looks like the Pelicans now they're up by 29, so that's game's gonna be over. So Boogie Down Picks goes 2-3, loses $4.70. Shaheem 4-1, who wins 37.62 with the $25 I gave him, and solid day for you, 100%.
Congrats.
And you also win
Appreciate
$125 because you're getting the Patreon for free in April. So yeah, you're winning over $200 in value from winning the show against Kevin. So Kevin's gonna pay me back for that because he lost for me. I was just kidding, but we appreciate you coming on here, Shaheem. That was
Thank
a
you,
big
guys.
time performance.
I already
And
gave you my NBA
a
League
lot
Pass password.
yeah, exactly. A lot of people fold under pressure, but not Shaheem. He destroyed under pressure, especially in college basketball, which is like impossible to do. So congratulations, Shaheem. You're the first winner. And I'm going to put that in the Discord and let everyone know that couldn't make it today that you are officially the winner, the first winner of the Level Up Sports Betting Game Show. We appreciate you for being on. Thanks again for joining. Thanks, Kevin, for giving it your all. I might have to hire Shaheem instead of you now, but it's all good, man. It was fun. But yeah, it was a great time. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Of course, go to that Discord. In the link is in the description box. Join the Discord for all of our plays. We're currently up in ROI, and if you want to go to that Warriors game that Kevin wanted to do for the game show but couldn't, Draymond Green does have 6 points now, but he also has 8 assists. So you did get that assist play. The point still hasn't been hit yet by Draymond Green, but it is coming close. But we'll see how all the plays out. You can keep track of that in the Discord as well. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with our best bets at 5:45. And thanks again for joining. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 5:45. See you.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
Let's